Okay. Well, it's not too difficult to put a mono blue counterspell spam deck together, but the option of mana rocks with a 4 mana commander do change things a lot. I'm just not going to do that. At least right now, I'm not going to do that. But you could kind of look at this as the blue Davriel, especially if you play the mana rocks. Wall of Counters. I've played this way back when Mana Drain was legal and have never played it since. I think Katara is just doing the same thing, except it kind of just stops at 2 mana. It just wins really fast. So there is really good mono blue things right now. Mostly Katara. Illuge is cool too, but Jace is, is an OG, right? I don't know if I have to read it. Everyone that has ever played Magic knows Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's like the first insanely busted card, definitively best thing in the game during World Wake. 4 mana, 3 loyalty. Its plus is a Fate Seal, its 0 is a Brainstorm, its minus is an Unsummon, and its ultimate usually wins. Against, I think it's just one person, actually? It is just one person, so... It wins in a traditional sense, maybe not in multiplayer. So, Wall of Permission, no mana rocks, but we shall see. So there's two things. This might want mana rocks, and if it's in bracket 5, I'm not going to play it. That's it. We're going to play it a couple times if it's bracket 5, but I don't think it is. Can I do my quest? I can. I've never seen it in bracket 5, so I don't know what could have changed since then. Katara is not bracket 5, and I would say Katara is way scarier, so I assume they blitz mulligan for the same exact thing every game. They're on the play, so I don't have a counterspell. Oh, they didn't do it. Okay. Well, that's a world first. Mulligan and didn't get a mana rock. Phyrexian Arena. Sure? I mean, we can both have an arena. No Dark Ritual? Yeah. I guess not. Gent Medallion, go for it. Alright. Well, completely dunked on that one. Doesn't surprise me. They can't really utilize Cavern of Souls or anything, and I just completely ignored Phyrexian Arena. Oh, I'm on the play for once? Whoa. I guess they're just sandbagging Lightning Bolt. Yep. It's Lightning Bolt. I'm gonna have to make a move eventually. Suppose I can do that however I want, though. So I think we're still fine against, like, the best card in their deck. Where are all of my, like, actual hard counters? Let's get rid of you. Can I not counter this? Right. Oh, I can. Alright, I can. Okay. Or not. Oh, that's great. Can I find anything, please? Of course not. Okie dokie. Losing to a Dewdrop. That is a gemstone that can't do anything, so... Okay, Snapcaster traded with a Shieldred, so I feel like that's probably good. If I had to guess. Still have Lightning Bolt since turn 1. Well, it's about time. Don't think I'm gonna shuffle? I don't think so. I could probably play Jace. No, that's probably not the Jace turn. I'm not gonna play Jace. I think I'll play the one they know about. I think this is slightly better. Especially if I get that Lightning Bolt out of the way. Beautiful. Their commander is castable. If I cast Ponder? No, I don't think so. Okay, that was quite significant. They had to stop on their own upkeep. What does that mean? Alright, we just did it. We just completely walled them out of casting spells, and then they gave up. This is smart. My opponent did the thing where they, like, still cast a spell before they just decide the game is over, because most people would just scoop without trying to cast it. But they actually did cast it, because if they did resolve, I'd be a world of hurt there. Yeah, let's put Jace in the deck and Wang Shi here. Without mana rocks, it seems like it's harder to cast this, and there's some potential of this, like, being more impactful, and it plays more into the rest of the stack. Let's just try it. I don't think I've played it before either, so might as well. Might as well. I have to rename the deck. It's not a furry anymore. I'm just noticing I'm never casting Jace. It's just not happening. I'm not finding windows to cast it. Even with like 2,000 mana, I just like can't seem to cast it, so. Dak Faden is very scary if it resolves, and it can pretty easily resolve, so. Not like the craziest thing in the world, but still. Technically still a furry. Oh, you know what? You might be right. I might have jumped the gun. There's no way you don't just cast it, so. Yeah, opponent had to sit there and act like they weren't going to do this for some reason. It is 2 loyalty. What if I just cast? No, that's stupid. What? No, owls don't have fur, though. They have feathers. You guys almost got me. You guys almost got me. Oh. They don't want to play. Now they can still be here. I'm going to turn 1 Ponder. There's plenty of things to look for. This is fine. This isn't. My opponent is actually back. Not ideal. Not that it changes anything. We're just playing a game of Magic. Okay, interesting decision. I think I don't want that card, but I probably should leave up Counterspell anyways. I don't think I want this. They shocked themselves last turn, don't know why. LARPing as though they had a green 1-drop. Maybe they were just blown away. That was the first game ever they didn't have one. Because I think they weren't here for the mulligan. Talisman? You go for it. Alright, I'm getting rid of that. I can remove this. Pass? There were 2 fetch lands already, so this is sad. There's just no position to cast it, though. It's not reasonable to me to cast it there, so. Swan Song? Hexing Spaghetti. That itself can't get countered. So we just play this for 2? No, I think I have to deal with that. And it looks like Commandeer isn't doing anything. So this seems like a good idea. Oh, come on. Really? You have Solitude? Get out of here. Alright, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. That also doesn't really do anything. 5, 6, 7, 8. I should just do this. I think, yeah, I should do this because I don't have a counterspell anyways. So it doesn't matter. I don't know if there's a spell I can find that matters. River's Rebuke? Can't cast it. I love losing to an opponent who doesn't mulligan to everything can't be countered, I win. Isn't that fun? Isn't that just enjoyable? So, none of this matters. I guess there's a bounce spell? It's the only way my cards work. Still just losing tremendously. Nope. Okay, what did they get? Cowards can't block warriors. Warriors under control target creature. Okay, interesting. Probably worth it to push 1 damage to do this now. What do they got in their hand? Stuff? I should take this anyways, because it has more text on it than just countering something. But I can't counter any preceding thing. What does this do? Haste, cowards can't block warrior. Whenever warriors you control attacks player. Because of coward. Okay. Can I kill them? I don't think there's a single way for me to kill him here. Come on! Good God! They cannot currently cast their commander. Not that I think that would matter, though. So it's a different card. Okay. I guess we had to think about that. This has hexproof from what? Activated and triggered abilities? Okay. These are colorless as well. Alright, their mana is way more constricted than I thought. They actually only have one color. Did I just win this? I think I just won. That choice of fortunes was... Oh, jeez. Okay. Yup. You got it. Well. That's pretty cool. I drew so many lands. Alright. Sweet. We actually did it. Unbelievable. We actually did it through this stupid thing. My opponent did not mulligan. They were like AFK for the mulligan. And they had probably the best card in their entire deck. And I still beat it. Cool. This could go all over the place. This would be like a really weird matchup. I will take this opportunity. Alright, we're in there with a 2-2. Look at us go. Midnight Clock. I'm gonna wash away that. Mystic Forge? What? No? Alright. Get dunked on. Katara of Mystic Forge-ness. You got it. Oh, this is not the 2-mana. God, I thought it was the 2-mana one. That was the good one. I thought it was the other one this whole time. I didn't read it. I didn't read it. Ugh. Alright, everything makes way more sense. The matchup was not what I thought it was. Okay. Didn't read my opponent's commander. That's my bad. Sorry, opponent. I thought you were the sweaty one. My bad. I didn't even know there was another Katara. Yes, very thought-provoking. Very thought-provoking. Queen of don't care. Well, I got nothing. I'm gonna take out Midnight Clock, I think. It's not doing anything. Okay, I don't know why they didn't cast their commander. Are these lands? No, they're just changelings. Okay. They're just changelings. Why did they not play their commander? I feel like their commander would have been good to have in play right now. Sure? Yep. I thought this was Flood Moon this whole time. I'm stupid. I thought it was the Flood Moon card. It is not the Flood Moon card. So I guess I have to stop this. Oh, they have Island Walk. Of course they do. You know, why wouldn't you have Island Walk? You know, why wouldn't you have Island Walk? Okay. Typical. I haven't seen Island Walk ever. Play a mono blue deck. Island Walk. Okay. Yup. Suppose that tracks. There is nothing to be done about this. At least it doesn't look like it. Maybe I can find something that matters. Is countering this even do anything? I don't care. I'm not gonna not counter it, so I'm gonna counter anything they cast, I guess. That is another merfolk, technically. I believe this is still a changeling. Yeah, or whatever, merfolk, I mean. I don't see why I would hold this. Okie dokie. Island Walk. Ugh. Can I swing? Well, it's not like I can block. Doesn't look like I can block, so... You got it. Historic card when I see Brawl legal? I don't know. Humans get +1/+1, which is your entire board. I can't do anything about it. I can make a Wan Shi Tong of 2? There's no punish or blowout. Just chump the 2/2. Island Walk is just nuts here. Witness protection that. Okay. Doesn't it just die? Oh no, they're counters. Okay. I'm kind of confused, but sure. Let's swing here. What does this actually do? No spells were cast? Okay, I should probably deal with that. That seems like a legitimate problem. Well, everything they've done so far has been a problem I've had to deal with, so... The biggest one being Island Walk. I would have lost in the spot to that. Sunderflock. Nope. Have I done it? Have I stabilized? Oh my goodness, I've stabilized against Island Walk. That is not common. Is this stifle worthy? I don't think so. Yeah, if I didn't get all the frogs, I would be already doomed. Let's go ahead and overload this. No, that's really not a good idea at all, is it? Let's bounce that thing, because it doesn't really matter. I might have gotten myself out of it. This is free. Might have gotten myself out of it, which is a bit unbelievable. This will probably matter. Okay, I was about to say, if the game is going in this trajectory still, that treasure tree is going to still matter. Alright, I'm not going to lie. It's extremely unlikely I survive this most of the time. I, like, needed these in great abundance to play this game, because Island Walk is just... I just lose instantly. It's not even... There's not much I can do about it except this, so that was nice that it worked out that way, but... Yeah, Boros energy is just, yeah. No other energy cards are allowed to exist. Because Boros energy. Okay, I have stuff. I have stuff. I probably wanted to play this turn 1, actually. I'm gonna just do this on anything ever. Not even gonna read what that was. I'm just gonna send it. Yeah, why not? This is the best my... wait. Hold on. I can do it. Alright, there we go. This is the best it's gonna do. Please counter it. By all means, counter a Wan Shi Tong. I am... Yeah, okay. This is excellent. I'm not even gonna fight back. I don't... I feel like anytime something like that happens, I've won the exchange. At least that's how I feel emotionally. It looks like they have Lightning Bolt too, which is annoying. Oh, of course, they had a fetch land anyways. Go figure. Typical. Typical, typical, typical. Chandra. Just full retail. Alright. Land. Can almost cast Dig Through Time. Wow, someone who's playing really fast. Look at that. We just let him kill our commander again. We just continuously let them do this. I feel like I'm winning. You're countering a 1-1 that's not doing anything. Or lightning bolting it. I think there's lightning bolt. Which again, I feel like I'm just winning these exchanges. My opponent's just going down cards. Alright, I didn't draw a land. Kind of tragic. They have a second fetch land. That is good. Enters tapped. Okay. Okay, let's do this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One is playing real fast. Let's take these two. Speedy blue player. World first. Monument to... Yep, go for it. Guess I can get rid of this Storm Drake. And then pass. Unable to scream. Sure. Why not? An opponent controls. Ugh. That is just toxic. M2. 1, 2. 5. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and swing for 1. Well, all that resource management on the Wan Shi Tong is now not dealing with any other card I've cast. And Wan Shi Tong has done nothing upon resolving. So, I think we're chilling. They didn't make me lose 3 life. Okay, let's do this. Wait, I should think about this. I should think about this. Let's play this as a land. And just pass. Bounce this to their hand. currency converter? Wow. Oops, this was not my opponent's end step. I am a complete idiot. Wow. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. I'm an idiot. Wow, that's unbelievable. That is impressively stupid. That was so stupid. How did I not see that? Like, it was so obvious. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? Wow. Impressive. Very impressive, I must admit. Oh wait, I can't play this because of Dak Faden. Alright, well, now I'm literally throwing. Like 100% throwing this game. I'm doing everything in my power to throw right now. Well, on the bright side, the Dak Faden, not the scariest thing for my opponent to have. I can entice them to steal my Jet Medallion as well, which is funny. I can also take 7 and die. That's also a thing that can happen. So this. Okay, let's pass. Brawl. I don't want to lose. Alright, well I'm not going to not cast these cards, so... As much as I'd like to not draw them. Yeah, we'll play it. We're going to play it now. There is a good chance my opponent minuses on this, and I don't think it matters. Alright, yeah, they actually just conceded to it. But they could steal it. They could just steal it. I'm pretty sure I'm not dying to this. My opponent was playing the fast... I don't normally see people play as fast as me, but they were. But that Cyclonic Rift was unbelievably bad. I don't know why I did that. It made absolutely no sense at all. I don't know. I think I could have even countered Dak Faden. Oh wow, Bruvac. I have no long-term resources to stop that. So this is a problem. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything. Actually, none of the... Well, Dig Through Time kind of does, but the rest of the hand is so bad that, like, I don't think it makes sense to play it. Of course, they're on the play. Yep, typical. That is not a persistent petitioner, so I am a bit confused. Just a bit. They do just go right into their commander. Okay, well, sure. You got it. Wasn't sure if they would do that. It doesn't do anything. Oh, well, you know, the things around it do things, I mean. It itself does nothing. Yep. Atawara. I'm not playing that, so I'm just playing it. Did they not swing? Wasn't paying attention. I guess the game is not about swinging 22 times. Jace, stuff with things. Let's do the 3 mana counter on that. I could have, like, went all in on here as well. There's still time to do that, though. Would have liked to land. I don't know how I don't cast this. I'm not shuffling this turn, right? So I'll do that. Or it's not likely I shuffle. But the turn after I probably will. Or would like to shuffle the turn after. Solemn Golem. I'm gonna stop that. Oh, I can't. I can't. The Ornithopter. Oh my goodness. I threw. Literally throwing. Totally forgot. The disrespect was so heavy that I just decided that I couldn't do anything about that. Man. I am not good at Magic. Let's get rid of Consider? Because this actually does shuffle. Okay, I have a bunch of cards in my graveyard, so I could just take something like Treasure Cruise. I think that makes sense, right? Makes sense to me. Okay, I haven't played this very well, but this is like the 3rd game I've done that. I've just decided to do weird things for no reason. Teferi's Tutelage. Counter? Okay, that just worked. Does this work? Yep. So... Wanchi-Tong? No, I'm not going to cast it yet. Looks like there's a Stifle or something? I'm not sure. That is not that great. I might actually just get rid of this, honestly. Doesn't look good here. Neither... Yeah, I'm getting rid of that. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. I'm going to get the Midnight Clock again. This is the 2nd game after saying I didn't really like it. But I'd say most games don't do what we're doing right now as a thing that happens. How are you just doing nothing? Okay. I can actually cast it twice here, if they counter it. Could be a Stifle. Tail's End. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Which I suppose I'm not terribly concerned about. So far, Censor has been the only thing that's been significantly wasted here. Otawara, my thing? That doesn't stop me from doing it. Wait a minute. This is a trap. No. My hand, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this if I spin 7. Why would I get rid of what I already have? This is what I would want from that. That makes it a 1/1 with no abilities. I'm gonna try to counter that. I don't think there's any reason to copy anything. Oh, I guess I could technically copy my... that thing. I guess. Well. Flusterstorm. Kind of an odd include in a deck like this. But there you go. Most opponents' Flusterstorm doesn't do anything. Oh, right, these are 1/1 counters. That's right. Wanchitong wasn't doing anything anyways. I totally forgot about that. I would not have countered this. Oops. I forgot what my commander was for a second there. Yeah, I'll cast it again. Still... Oh, I can't swing anymore, I guess. To be fair. Winter Moon. Well, that stops one of my opponent's lands. And one could argue that's slightly better than the land I would play. So you just throw this in play. And have it maybe matter. I love the idea of this being worth consigned to memory? What is it? What is... Who hurt my opponent? Which one of you did this to them? Who did this? Why did you guys do this to my opponent? Why did you do this? Just swing again. I have a free Malcolm now if it hits him again. Beautiful. Opponent's threatened by the Malcolm, which can't actually cast anything anyways, so that's ideal, I suppose. Sublime Epiphany. I'm gonna mana leak that. I don't like that. Where's 6? Go for it. Frogify. Yep. Taste on my own medication. Love it. Yep. So, we're just chilling? I think we're just chilling. I'm not gonna do anything here. We're just chilling. It is funny that Hull is played in a Frogify deck, because then you, like, remove your opponent's Frogifies when you swing with that. That was a profoundly good top deck. Oops, that is not the right ability. Literally throwing. Alright. I don't know what's going on here, but, like, don't play these in Historic Brawl, I feel. This would do nothing a lot of the time, and this one, I guess, is good against specifically Ujin, but in the deck my opponent is playing, I'm not sure I'm interested in casting that against Ujin. Full stop. No answers at all. I'm gonna probably Wanchitong for 1. Or, 0. Those aren't answers. Those aren't it. I could literally have, like, the best card in the game against Ujin, and I would still lose. I could literally have Consigned to Memory in my hand, and I would still lose. Stifling Ujin triggers is not winning. I'm a bit surprised it went all in like that. But now they have to contest with Winter Moon. And actually, to be fair, so do I, kind of. Is this an instant? It is. Narset. This doesn't draw, but I'm going to cast it anyways. I'll take that. Oh yeah, we got a second luck counter. Huge. They just straight up didn't activate the Narset. I wonder why. I wonder why. I have 3 cards in the graveyard? They played Narset and didn't activate it and got stuck under Wintermoon again. I guess there's no reason to play Narset when it isn't like... Yeah, alright, I think it makes sense. I guess it makes sense. I'm not drawing, though. I mean, I do have a Treasure Cruise, but still. I'm gonna let him go to discard? No, we'll try to do something, because I don't think they're in a position to stop this. It seems kind of weird to stop this here. Tapping your mana again to no avail is not... I could just recast this. I don't even know why they did that. Okay, yep. Okay. Oh, I can't. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's on my opponent's turn. Okay. It's opponent's control. Why do I keep thinking I can target my own stuff with that? I don't know why I keep doing that. Goodness gracious. Oh, look, just in time. Excellent. Yep, typical. Well, again, they're just, like, dirtling around Wintermoon and not actually doing anything. Two, three, four, five, six. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's like trying to beat the Dovin ultimate, where, like, you're casting spells, but then you just set yourself back to turn 1 every time you do cast a spell. Alright, Wintermoon did something. That means I have to stop playing. That's what that means. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that. I did make a few serious blunders. Probably the most notable one was that Chthonian Nightmare game. So I had some pretty sizable misplays with this deck. And maybe I was, like, I don't know, more experienced Shi Tong players would probably say that I, like, cast it for too little or cast it too often. But to me, it seems like if ever my opponent is interested in killing this 2-mana 1/1 flyer, I am all for it. Because card advantage is huge. And they're just committing cards to something that has especially quite a few times, on board, no way to do anything except just be a 2-mana 1/1 flyer. And people are just, like, throwing removal at it, throwing counter spells at it. I'm like, okay, you know, they'll just cast it later. You can always just cast it in response to something shuffling, and I kind of did, right? And sometimes your opponent can't do anything about that. You just draw a card, but that doesn't win games, but it's fine. It's not awful to have your commander enter. You have, like, this 2-mana 1/1 that enters, you draw a card and put a counter on it. That's okay. There's probably scarier mono blue. Well, there's Katara, but it's not the craziest thing. Every time I see it in my opponent's command zone, it doesn't have much to do with me losing. Or it did in a spot where, like, the game was already over because they've done a bunch of mono blue things I can't get into play, and then they cast a Wanshi Tong at some point for, like, 10, and then you just die. But it's the same thing, right? Like, Wanshi Tong wasn't the reason you lost, it was just the thing they had, the thing they have access to close the game out after the game has already effectively been closed out. Just like you know, storming off with One Ring Paradox Engine, and then you go into Grape Shot. It was like, well, you don't actually have to cast Grape Shot. You're just winning. So, like, that's kind of how I feel about this. In multiplayer, this is a complete machine gun, right? In EDH, you're drawing like 5 cards a turn. Someone is doing something that makes this trigger, and it's basically the blue Orcish Bowmasters. I mean, it almost exactly is the blue Orcish Bowmasters. Instead of drawing, it's shuffling, and there you go. So I like it. It's more impactful, it feels, than Jace the Mind Sculptor. I'll say that. Jace is kind of just difficult to cast. Maybe Jace is a Mana Rock commander. I did not do that last time I played it, and if I were to do it again, that's probably what I would do. But a lot of Mana Rocks, and then you cast Jace, does not equate to stabilizing like Davriel. You're just playing a worse Davriel, in my opinion, because you can't play to the board as well. You can play to the stack extremely well, but you can't play to the board when things are just getting vomited into play. There's also kind of the issue of, like, Ujin feels like an auto loss. You can counter Ujin or stifle Ujin literally 5 times. Like, you could stifle the first 5 Ujin activations, and you would probably still lose. So Ujin feels like a completely unwinnable matchup, like 100%. You could probably take 3 turns in a row. Okay, maybe then you would have a fair chance, but like there's not much you can do. You can stifle, I guess, consign to memory, and you're still going to lose. So that's an unfortunate matchup. That happens sometimes, like these 0-100s. You can play your own giant colorless thing, so that doesn't happen, but you'd have to like draw it and hope they don't still answer it with the things that they would just spawn into their hand that answer it, such as, but not limited to, Ulamog. There's a lot of those decks that don't play those cards, though, right? Every time you put a 10-drop in your deck more or less gets worse. It doesn't necessarily get better, right? Rofellos isn't better with the 25th 10-drop. The more things that get you to 10 mana are always better than the 10 mana cards themselves. But there's a lot of times I see like 1 or 2 random things in an Ujin list, so every Ujin deck more or less is going to have something probably to deal with your own Ulamog if you do actually cast it just for that matchup. It just feels awful, and I don't know what you can really do about that except cast a giant colorless thing. If you cast 15 protection spells, they can still beat you. You stifle 10 times, they can beat you. You can counter Ujin 10 times, and they still beat you. So I don't know. It's just one of those scenarios. I think Davriel has that same problem, kind of, until you find like, I don't know, Torment of Hailfire or whatever it's called, maybe. But apart from that matchup, I did have some seriously questionable plays, which is funny because I feel rather comfortable playing a deck like this. My brain was not in it. I don't know. I Cyclonic Rifted at sorcery speed and let my opponent just like come back into the game instead of waiting till the end step when they had nothing to do. So like, I don't know why I did that, but I was just playing weird. I definitely just tossed spells into the void a couple times, funny enough. But apart from that, it's a cool commander. I like it. It might be better in a tempo blue high flyer thing with a bunch of stuff like that, but then you might just want to play Yuriko, right? It would be funny to play that and then suddenly play against Yuriko, and then you feel like you're just not doing anything because Yuriko's doing it better. So maybe not. It also has black, so it has all the really good removal spells too. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever this is trying to do is found in other commanders, I feel, slightly better. But if you like a mono blue commander that has flash, it's neat. But that's really it. You just play it because you like it. I really think that's the case. So flash flying creature stuff is found in a lot of other commanders. I mean, there's even the blue-black fairy we played not too long ago that lets you cast the instants off the top. I didn't think that was going to be that great, but it actually was. It was better than I thought it would be. So you could just do that. Or Aang, if you want a blue-white flash creature thing. Or you could play Katara, if you want a mono-blue counterspell spam deck. if you want to draw a ton of cards, there's whatchamacallit. Well, Katara. Katara does that too. So yeah, there's everything this can do is found somewhere else. Maybe that somewhere else is more in on one thing you're doing. It's not like Katara goes wide, has a bunch of evasive flying threats, and then has like this can maybe do that, but then so all the other things are more or less spearheaded on one thing this is doing. Where this is like the it's like the whatchamacallit, the 5-mana token generator? Elspeth, the 5-mana Elspeth, where it has like the token generation, the make the tokens scary and removal, and the token doubling. Like it's literally every single thing you want in that strategy baked into one card, which is kind of nuts, actually. And this is not that blue version, right? It doesn't have everything you'd want, quote unquote, baked into one card of a particular strategy. It does a few things okay, but no one thing crazy good. It's kind of like a Hydroid Krasis, I suppose. Hydroid Krasis did used to see a boatload of play in Standard when Arena first came out. I hated playing against that card all the time. It's like I finally stabilized, and then they just Krasis for like 10, and then I'm just back in the gutters. So it's got that going for it, right? But again, it's just doing everything a little okay. We're talking about Historic Brawl, by the way. I'm not talking about like multiplayer EDH. If you leave a comment saying that this is a powerhouse in your EDH pod that has nothing to do with what I was just experiencing, I kind of want one of these on paper because I think it's insanely terrifying. It draws so many cards. Not even in like CEDH tables. It's just normal EDH. It's crazy, but here, it's okay, right? Most of your games will be decided by your deck and not your command zone with a deck like this. So if you want your commander to be like super impactful, I'm just not sold that this is the thing to do. Glad I tried it though. I mean, I don't hate it. You don't have a lot of like amazing comeback potential when you start to fall behind, it feels. You could just sorcery speed windmill this for like, I don't know, however much mana you have to like draw back into a game that you might be losing. But in this specific list, I suppose we're just drawing into counterspells that I now cannot cast and don't necessarily help me get back into anything. But it is what it is. Still a cool commander, I suppose. Yeah, Jack of all trades. That's kind of how it feels, which is neat. I like commanders that don't do just one thing. You know, you can kind of do a bunch of different things, and maybe it doesn't do any one thing super crazy, in 1v1 at least. Cool commander, though, so... Yep, that's all I've got. Can't think of anything else to ramble on about, so let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.